This direct recorder. Windows recorder is also there, so I didn't try. So the thing is server virtualization. In server virtualization, we use different type of technologies like from VMware vSphere, Hyper-V, Citrix, Proximox, Red Hat. So first of all, we'll see VMware vSphere, which is already installed. Machine is there, so I installed already. Okay. So tomorrow we'll try Hyper-V. Okay. So today we'll see vSphere. So this is my VMware. To run that virtual machine, we need a 4 GB minimum, more than 4 GB free space, 100% CPU. Memory is 5.5 GB is available, so I can able to run it. Guys, just I'm trying to show you only my the thing. Okay, so just look at it. That's it. Okay, if you want, I will give you control also. You can go through options. Look at this is my VMware vSphere. I already installed in this virtual machine. You can install in virtual machine also. To install this thing, we have to download an image. Okay, we have to download the VMware vSphere image. You have to download from internet from VMware website. You need a login for that one. Okay, and you have to create a virtual machine like this. Just I'm trying to show you like this. Okay, actually we have to install in physical machine. Already I told now we don't have any extra physical machines here to show you. Okay, so typical or custom, no problem. Anything is it's okay, no problem now. So last option in generally select this option in VMware ESX, VMware ESX. Which edition? 7, 6.5 or 6, 5.5 or 5, 4. These are the editions. Okay. Already I shared one thing, right? So I share this one. This is 300 MB. This is a 6.5. 6.5. So you have to select like this if you want to install that one. I have 7. So you can select 7 also. Next. You have to change the name, change the location. Next. It is asking 142 GB minimum size requirement, a disk size requirement 142 GB by default. But it occupy very less space only, guys. Don't worry. Screen is not visible. Screen not visible. Now visible. Very good. Okay. Minimum hard disk size is 142 GB recommended. Next. So if you go to customize, see RAM is automatically 4 GB. So you don't need to tell anything, just it is minimum 4 GB compulsory, guys. So people who are having a laptop with 4 GB, they should not do it. They cannot do it. Compulsory. Your RAM, available RAM is more than 4 GB, means minimum available RAM is 5 GB. What I'm trying to say, available RAM must be 5 GB, more than 5 GB. Okay, because the virtual machine will take minimum 4 GB. Processor 2 counts are important. Number of processor 2, core processor is 1, like this one. Number of minimum 2 is okay, 1 2 is okay, 2 1 is also okay. So basically total number of processors must be 2. Okay, that is important. This check mark must be there. Adding a 3 lines must be added. 3 lines we are added, right? That should be added. Adapter, that is your wish, like VMNet 0 or VMNet 1, or like which one you want to connect. You can. NAT is, suppose NAT is not there, so you can use VMNet 0 or VMNet 1, depends upon you. CD-ROM, again browse. Good. Okay, I'm trying to say minimum requirement kind of stuff. Okay, this is how to create a virtual machine like that I created, but a little bit extra is also there. See this, memory is 4 GB, memory is 4 GB. Okay, two processors, CPU virtualization must be enabled. 142 GB minimum disk space. Okay, so maximum size is 142 GB. It is showing system free and current size something it is showing. Okay, but it won't take 142 GB from it. So just it will create a partitions in it. Okay, so it will consume hardly 2 to 3 GB only. Okay, additionally 200 GB, 240 GB hard disk I added. Okay, so that's it. This is my 7.1 version. Four NICs are added. Four NICs are there. Look at here. Four NICs are there. Of course, UEFI type partition table and this check mark, etc. Nothing is there. Anything is a machine only, guys. Whether it is VMware vSphere or Windows 10 or Windows Server. Very simple thing is you have to select appropriate operating system. Then automatically default hardware requirements will be selected. Location of the virtual machine. Second is location of the virtual machine. I created this virtual machine at batch 7 time. At batch 7 time. Okay, I created this virtual machine at a batch 7 time. Now we are a batch 70. So 10 batches completed. Okay. So batch 7 time only I created. Maybe batch 6 or 7 time only I created. Okay. Before also so many times I created but deleted. But still it is working. Last batch also it is working. So that's why I used it. Okay. So simple like a create a virtual machine. It is a 60 days trial version. 60 days trial version. Okay. So power on this virtual machine. So it is powering on. So meanwhile I will tell. So guys, I didn't install this. I already installed. I'm not installing now. I just power on the virtual machine. Okay. It is look like a Linux kind of stuff, but it has its own kernel kind of stuff. Server virtualization with VMware vSphere. So version is 7. I am using version is 7. When you say version, compulsory you should know about what is that version kind of stuff. Okay, so don't worry about it. So you required CPU number of cores, 2 cores are required. Two CPUs or 2 core processor is required. RAM minimum 4 GB required. 4 GB minimum RAM 4 GB. Okay, minimum RAM is 4 GB. Disk space 142 GB. It won't take 142 size, but just the disk size is 142 GB. Okay, you have to give a lot of SCSI storage kind of stuff. Compulsory NICs required. At least 1 or 2 NICs are compulsory required. NICs compulsory 1 Gbps speed Ethernet you should connect it. One or more we have to better. We can put it. Okay. Network is compulsory. Without network, with not internet. So without network is important. Okay, like this. These are the minimum requirements. Whenever we got a syllabus from Cognizant and our organization also, they tell you must go with the VMware vSphere. I told them very simple. This is the minimum requirements. Our student laptops are maximum RAM is 8 GB. Right, 4 is maximum. People are having 4 GB RAMs, 8 GB maximum RAM. So how they will configure? How we will configure? Okay, so that's the thing. I have a little idea about a lab environments kind of stuff. Means putting in a lab, searching for a OSS. I'm very interested to do that one, so I make it possible. Okay, see, it is updated very fastly today. Means updated or booted. So this is the interface, guys. Are you able to see the interface? Unlike your Linux, Windows, so this is your user interface. You can see there is a IP address also. To manage this host, https colon slash slash 192.168.29.134. and there is IPv6 address and IPv6 address. Two IPv6 address are showing. And the next one, 2x i5 processors. So two processors are there. I given right two core processor. That's why it is showing 2x. And also I'm giving 4 GB memory. Guys, this is the basic interface. So ESXi 7.0.1 version. Guys, are you able to see the screen or not? This is this black and yellow kind of stuff. Okay. Yes, sir. So this is your total vSphere machine. Okay. In the bottom, F12, F2. So what is F2? We'll see. Shift F2. It will asking root password. Already I given a root password is a root admin at the rate 123. Okay. And this is the other things. You can see it is you want to change the password. You can change the password. You want to manage the network. You don't want this network. You want to assign static IP address, or you want to assign some other IP, or you want to disable it. You want to change host name. It is host name is local host. You want to change the different host name like a host one. You can change it. You can restart the network. You can test the network. You can network restore options. You change something you don't like it. You want to restore it back to normal. Configuring a keyboard. Your keyboard is not US keyboard, some different keyboard. Then you can configure different keyboard. Troubleshooting options. You got some problem, then how to troubleshoot it, how to connect it, how to do it. View system logs. Okay, issues are occurs or something is occur. You have to go to system logs, VM kernel, config, manage, agent, host to D. Management agent means to manage the server. So server manager should be connected. So like we have to connect. So that service is called as a host D. Okay. Virtual center agent. Usually like if you have a VMware vSphere, this is VMware vSphere. vCenter is there. The vCenter is a centralized server to connect multiple vSphere machines to for communicating with that one. So VPXA service. Okay. So like that, you can go and log. So this is we support information like a thumbprint license improvement. So it is a evolution version. License serial number is evolution. 60 days of revolution you will get it. Reset system configuration. Accept this. Nothing is there. Accept this. Nothing is there. There's no options for creating a virtual machines. Just enter for changing. Escape to logout. Only those options only there. Nothing is there. Okay, note down this IP address. Open this IP address. So we can manage through web browsers only. Okay, I forget. Okay, so it is a 60 days evolution version. 60 days evolution or a trial version. Okay, so you can put a trial version. Why we struggle with kind of stuff. Okay, you can easily use it trial versions. Enterprise, choose the enterprise kind of stuff. Okay, next is IP address. Compulsory save the IP address. HTTPS colon slash slash 192.168.29.134. Make sure that is 134. Right. Okay, this is what is the purpose is it's a web. This is a web based tool, right? So it is so web open in web browser. Not every web browser, guys. It works surely in a Microsoft Edge. In Edge browser, it will open or a updated version of Google Chrome. Make sure your Google Chrome is also updated. So first of all, I have a Google Chrome. Then I will try here. Okay. So http yes colon slash slash 192 168 29 134. Mistake 134. It is trying to connect. Advance proceeded to unsafe. Then you can go through it. Root login. Am I already given admin at the rate 123? Yeah, it is login without any error. And suddenly sometimes browser is not supported. It shows it is login. It will log in, but immediately throw an error and it is something message will be there. Okay, now it is not showing it is. You are currently using ESXi evolution version, evolution mode. The license is expires in a 60 days. Okay, so you look at here. No problem. So like still 60 days is there again. We don't know. So but still okay. No problem. So it's evaluation version only. Luckily it is working. That is important. I will tell about vCenter later, but just look at this vSphere mission only. Guys, this is click on host. Get vCenter server. vCenter server. If you want to connect it to vCenter server, you want to create a or a register a virtual machine. You want to shut down your you want to shut down your vSphere server. You want to reboot your vSphere server. You want to refresh and actions. Actions are same thing. It will can we can put a maintenance mode. You can choose certain services, lockdown mode, permissions. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is some options. In this side, you can also see CPU, memory, and storage. How much CPU it is consuming? Very less, 1%. No problem. So memory, RAM it is utilizing 1.16 GB. RAM it is utilized by servers. It's very less only. The OS, Windows Server, Windows 10, the OS DVD size is how much it is? Almost like a 5 GB, including Linux also 4.4 GB, almost 4.5, around 5 GB size. The VMware vSphere size, it is around a 300 to 400. Okay, not even a 500 MB, not even a 500 MB. It comes in a CD, not a DVD. That much small size amount of operating system, because the user interface and all it is not much in built in. Only through web browser only we can able to see that one. Only web application wise only it is there. Okay, it now the OS don't consume more RAM, hardly 1 to 2 GB only, but minimum requirement is 4 GB. That's a big deal. Okay, that's why when you want to try Proximox for yourself, on yourself you want to try, same thing only. Installation is follow the steps. Put a 2 GB RAM for a Proximox, 2 GB RAM for Proximox, install OS. Okay, so go through the minimum requirements step by step process. Once installation is done, it will generate an IP address from DHCP server. Okay, so VMnet 0, use VMnet 0, it give the IP address. Go through that IP address, open like in a browser, login, so you can able to use it. Okay, so memory is 1.16 is consuming currently. Okay, why? Because of virtual machines are not running inside currently. Storage is total storage it is showing because of I have a three hard disk connected, so total capacity is around 500 GB and usage is 22.87, 430 GB free in a total, and it is a 60 days free trial version. And CPU, two CPUs we are using, 4 GB RAM. Okay, virtual flashes, we are not using any virtual flashes. Networking, okay, in a networking this is network adapters are for, so why it is Physical adapters are showing 4, but where is network adapter? Yeah, here it is. So these are the main management networks to connect my server management port. That is the IP address. That's why it is showing. I have a 4 NICs are there, but it is not showing 4 NIC IP addresses, right? It is showing only one NIC IP address only. Okay, so that is like this management network. This is secondary. Why it is showing like this? I will tell. Big story is there. Don't worry. DNS server default gateway. I got this IP address from my router. This is a data stores. Okay, these are the data stores I created like this. Data store one name is by default it came. Data store one is a default data store name where our operating system and other things are stored. OS data store, VM data store I created. So these are the things. Okay, this is graphical representations. This is other things you can see. BIOS version, serial numbers, supported vMotion is supported like this. HA state, high configuration state not there. So it is auto start power on local host dot LAN. Okay, queued started successful. This is the recent task list. The second point is manage. Look at here, host I went. I showed what are the options are there in a host. Next one is manage. So this is in under manage system advanced settings. Okay, if you want to install something, you want to change, you want to do it like this, something will be there. So don't worry. Auto start like a survey virtual machines are it is showing. Okay, which virtual machine you want to go to. Auto start swap date and time hardware. Okay, what are the devices, onboard devices they're managing. Licensing, I said it is a 60 days trial version. Now I want to add a license. Now I got a license. I purchased it from the vSphere VMware organization. I paid and I purchased it. I got a something like a 1 year license or a lifelong license. Usually 1 year license. What I do? Click on assign license, give the license key, check the license. Then automatically license will be happens. Okay. Packages, you want to install or uninstall any additional package required like a drivers. So broadcom is like a drivers, network drivers related one, SCSI related. Okay, like that. So if you want to install certain drivers or you want to add a packages kind of stuff, you can do it. Services, okay, so you can, certain services are required you when you are working with your VMware vSphere. Some are not at all required also, so then we can able to disable those things, enable and disable things like stop and running is like a service management for a server. This is security and users. Okay, so look at here, authentication users. This is user list. Last batch, I created a one user name is Kavya. Root is by default user. This is Kavya is a second user. For example, multiple users, 10 members are there, 10 admins are there. Sorry, 10 admins are there. 10 members want to access my server. Different purposes. 5 members for virtual machine creation, 2 members for a storage management, 2 members for network management, one person for a whole log management kind of stuff. Okay, so what it is there, so I need to add a 10 members here. So we can't give root user for everyone, right? So we have to give different user. So what I am telling, I will add a user. Okay, we can add a user and then we have to assign roles to it. So go to roles and look at. These are the default roles here. You have to give the user a particular role, or you can create your own role also. Okay, you can add your own self role, and we can tell it what is the role and what is he can able to do it, what the role person can able to do it, like a create a virtual machines, manage the data source, manage network, manage switches, manage certifications, okay, manage system, like that. We can able to create a role. I think I created some role earlier, or maybe not. Edit a role. See, basic admin. If you are a member of the basic admin, then you can manage system, data store, network, virtual machine, alarm, task, task, schedule task, like this. You can able to do it. So here I have a Kavya user. So that's it. Only password is there. Okay. This is up to here. We can do it like so. You have to create a user and add a user to a particular role. So based on that role, the user will get a rights to do what are the rights he will get it. Okay, or you can create your own role, and you have to assign a user to that particular role. Okay, yeah, this is about a certificates, authentication, accept roles, shutdown. That's it. That's not me. I want to tell about roles, users and roles. Guys, understand up to here? Host, manage, how to see things in the server. Okay. Monitor. Fine. Here it is. Monitor. So what is this monitor? What is going on with your CPU? What is going on with the particular service? What is going on with your RAM? Like this, you can able to monitor. What is your so performance? CPU, memory, network. What is going on with your network? Events. Any events are occur. Login, log out, remote login, log out. Machine is created, machine is destroyed. You move the virtual machine from your host to another host. You delete a virtual machine. Like this, events are occur. You can able to see the events from here. Task. Okay, task means what are the tasks? It is completed last. Logs, notifications, logs. Okay, what occurred last? What is happened? Whether is communicated, not communicated, connected, not connected. Okay, so delayed, anything logs will occur here. Guys, already I told infrastructure management very important is events and logs. Event management. You cannot say, or we can't say, or we can say like that. What we can say, yeah, there is no problem will occur. We can't say, right? So the or we can't say there is a problem will occur every day. Okay, may not be occur. So whatever it is occurs or not occurs, you have to compulsory go through that events and logs. So that analysis will give you about right time, about a right time direction. So something is going to happen, something like it is not good, this service is not working. Before you receive a complaint, or before you further problem is occurs, you can set it also. Okay, and also we can see that's, yeah, originally what happens. Based on that, we can able to react. So these are the things about your navigation, about host, monitor and managing your server. So that is not enough, right? So what is enough? What is important? You have a server. You have a server. What is important? How to create a virtual machine, how to manage the storage, how to manage the network. These three things are important. So first one I will tell, these are the virtual machines in my PC. So already it is occupied some space. You can delete it if you don't require it. Okay. How to create a virtual machine? I will show you. To create a virtual machine, guys, we need a what we need virtual machine. You need a operating system image, either Windows 10, Windows Server, Windows Linux. Okay. What we required, we need a operating system and location. So here it is. In my storage, I have a three data stores are there currently. In OS data store, browse OS data store, OS images. I put two images here. One is CentOS 7. Okay, it is I think it is very old CentOS 7, a new one, a new one only. It is a CentOS 7. Okay, I have a operating system already uploaded. How to upload? You can see the upload button. Click upload. You can upload it from your physical machine also. Okay, you can upload it from your physical machine, your local physical machine. You can upload it. So you want to upload an application, or you want to upload a operating system image like this. You can select anything and you can say open. It will update. To do it, you need a small size files, otherwise it will occupy more space. This is Nagi OS. Nagi OS also 1.5 GB. This is Red Hat 600 MB. This is VMware vSphere. Okay, vSphere inside a vSphere kind of stuff. Zen server. Zen server. If you want to see Zen server also, I can show you. I don't like very much, but still, this is Zen server. Open file kind of stuff. This is also will 500 MB. So filler, open fill rs something is there. It is used to manage SAN NAS kind of stuff. See, I selected that operating system. It is uploading in this location, in this particular location. Okay, if you don't want it, you can delete it. You can move it from this place to another place. You can copy, or you can want to create a directory. You can create it. So this is VM data store, which is I created. So these are the virtual machines. I store a virtual machines in these locations. This is the basically voice related files, and there is a virtual machine also there. Voice images I put it. This is starting I created. So next I added a two hard disk. I made like this. It is going on adding just to show you how to upload data from your physical machine to virtual machine to your data store. Very simple. Select a data store, select where you want to store or create a directory, click upload and select the file and open it, start uploading. So another point also I told, how to upload data from your physical machine to from your local machine to server. Don't say virtual machine. So server. Forget about your Windows. This is server. Think like your server is located in somewhere in your network. Okay, it is got updated. Okay, it is got updated, uploaded, uploaded. So this is how to upload a data. Next, so I'm going to create a new virtual machine. First of all, go to create a new virtual machine. Guys, are you okay? Can you able to see the screen? Because
Yes,
evening
sir.
time, no? Create a new virtual machine. Create a new virtual machine, or you want to deploy a virtual machine from these packages OVF or OVA. Look at guys, this is where it is. Yeah. No, no, not this one. This one. H drive, OS folder. So it is the extension is OVA. Extension is OVA. You can see the things also. Open virtualization format distribution package. Meaning is you can right click, okay? You can open with a VMware workstation or open with a VMware VirtualBox, VMware player, like this. What is this guys? Actually I have a virtual machine. I have some virtual machine is there. I can export this virtual machine. Export to OVF. Export to OVF. Then automatically your virtual machine become entire virtual machine become one single file .ovf file. If in case I give it to you, you extract, automatically virtual machine is present. Only you have to check the settings like a network related settings, then you can start using it. Okay, it is a archived package, we can say. It is archive or a package kind of stuff. Exactly, OVA dot OVF is a virtual machine package format. You can try what is OVA, what is OVF kind of stuff. Okay. So again, if you have that kind of stuff, directly you can create a virtual machine from it. You can already virtual machine is created earlier. Now it is not active. You want to use it again with a different name, but same virtual machine. You can use it like this. Register an existing virtual machine. I'm going up again. First one. Create a virtual machine. Next. You want to give virtual machine name, right? So you have to give virtual machine name. B17 VM1. Just for fun, B17 VM1. Compatibilities. I don't mind about it. Guest OS family. What is guest OS? OS installing in a virtual machine. Linux based. What type of Linux it is? Amazon Linux, Asian Linux, Saint OS, 64. Okay, Divine, Ubuntu, like that. It is Linux CentOS. I want to install CentOS on. Next, where you want to store? I want to store in a VM data store one. I want to store in VM data store one. Now it is saying CPU one, memory is two, hard disk is 16. So I will put a hard disk is 20 or 24. Your wish. Just for fun, I'm changing. Hard disk for a virtual machine is I put a 24 or 40. 40. Hard disk for a virtual machine is 40 GB. RAM is 2 GB. You can change it to 1 GB also, 1024. 1 GB RAM for 40 GB hard disk. So VMware, SCSI controller, bus sharing kind of stuff it is showing. Next, network adapter. Which network adapter you want to use it? Okay, currently it is showing VMnet. VM network, power on, something like that. CD DVD, CD DVD, CD DVD media. Just click on here, none. Why none? See, here it is. So what I'm trying to do is CD DVD data store ISO instead of host device, data store ISO, browse it. Where is your image? OS images. This is CentOS, select. Okay. So interface is changed. Concept is not changing, guys. Creating a virtual machine, concept is not changing. Only interface is different. So ISO image file, select ISO image. Okay. Then anything is there. Okay. So video cards, CD-ROM completed. Video card is not required. Network is also good. So RAM, processor, and disk, network, image, OS image. Now finish. Now what is going on? Virtual machine is creating. So this is a virtual machine. It is created. So this is my virtual machine. Okay, so you can see one CPU, 1 GB RAM, 40 GB hard disk. Okay, so this is the image. You want to change, you can change it. Okay, VMware tools not installed, like that it is showing. Whatever it is, I have to start. I power on the virtual machine. Now virtual machine is on. Now your physical machine RAM consumption will increase. Means your server RAM will be consumed, and it is showing. Let it go. Okay, see, it is my console. I want to install CentOS 7. Okay, I am not using any VMware or anything. Simply I am created a virtual machine in my vSphere server. Okay, and I am installing CentOS inside. Don't worry, it will. It is a minimal version, guys. So no GUI, only CLI. If you are lucky, it will install very fast. If you are very lucky, don't never install very fast. Okay. If it is taking more time, then we'll move on to the next one. Okay. Otherwise, we'll take a break 5-10 minutes and we'll come back and continue the installation. First things we will put it. Guys, are you getting? So what I'm doing, what I'm trying to show you, creating virtual machine. Now the great people here, please tell me what to do. Open console in new window, new tab, reset navigate solutions, guest OS and keys, install VMware tools, snapshots. You can take a snapshot already told. Console, where you open, you want to console in browser console, launch remote console, download VMRS, like that it is shown. Whatever it is, English India. Next, you know how to learn anything, just look at it. Any options are showing, anything is showing, action is showing, like this, what it is, what it is, what it is. You have full screen mode. Minimum installation destination, you can choose it. So this is not destination, this is destination. You can choose, I will configure partitions, like that, or automatic configurations also. Okay, I'm not doing anything, so because we need a time, not thing. Okay, software selection also one option because of minimal. Date and time, turn on, so it is not turning on. Network, Turn on network. We got IP address. Okay. Yeah. So B17 M1 dot example dot apply. Done. Then go to, yeah, network time zone is on, showing India. Now root password. Again it is Linux installation class. User 17A. User 17A. 301 packages only. It is, see, this is my pack. Installing is going on. If you close this one, no problem. So you can see monitor, like what is going on, what is how much CPU it is consuming and all, events and all we can able to see it. Okay, this is console. So whenever you want it, click on a console, open browser kind of stuff like this. So you can able to see what is going on. So even though you closed it, it's still running in a background. So once it is completed, it asks for a reboot. Click on a reboot, then it will be completed. Okay, so this is how to create a virtual machine. Guys, we don't have a second server. Secondary server is not there. So we cannot show you how to transfer one virtual machine from one machine to another machine. So, and if it is 4 GB plus 4 GB, totally 8 GB is required. Even that is also not such simple. Okay, that is also not that much simple. Why? Because of on top of it, you have to configure HA. To configure HA, we need a vCenter. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't I don't want to eat. Okay. So see CPU, memory, storage. It is taking. So I created a Linux PC. So when I create a Linux one, means remote machine, means client side. How we will access? I can access directly because I'm an admin. I'm accessing my virtual machine directly. I'm accessing this virtual machine directly like this. I can open. Once the installation is completed, okay. So I have to give it to client. So how to give it to client? First of all, you have to check with the connections, right? So like that. Okay, like so based on your machine, it is Windows, Linux, or Unix. Which protocol is enabled? RDP protocol or SSH protocol or Telnet protocol. I think packages are installed only post installation. Just we have to wait for another 2 minutes to get a reboot. Just I will show you the this is the virtual machine is created in the VMware vSphere and how to access with the SSH from some physical interface. That's why this server virtualization is a bare metal virtualization. Why? Why that's why? I didn't see what is going on in my server from directly server. I've seen from a web browser, web interface, web client, web browser or web interface or web client. You can say web client. Okay, web client application. I connected and I do it. I create a virtual machine through web browser only, not directly through server. More interesting topic in virtualization, that too both Hyper-V and very important, like a very good thing in VMware is switches, network related one. Virtual machine, anybody can create a virtual machine and deploy a virtual machine. you know to understand networking concept, either it is virtualization or any basic infrastructure management or cloud management, network is very important, guys. Concept of network is important. Not if you are done a CCNA certification, router, switches, configuration, that is not a mandate. That is not even closer. It is very high. I am talking about basic level of networking, like a OSA layer, router function. What is the concept of router? Concept of switch, concept of VLAN. Let it install. So relax and sit. Relax. Last point only, it is tracking there. Don't worry, guys. I'll pause it. Okay, so track like this. Reboot. Mm, it is started. Mm. Okay, guys. Root admin @ 123. Okay. So how to check IP address? Linux. If config not found because of there is other issues are there, no problem. So we'll use IP space ADDR 192.168.29.148. 148. Okay, so this is the virtual machine 140 248, sorry. My virtual machine, I installed CentOS 7 minimal. Okay, no GUI in this one. So IP address after installation 192.168.29.248. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to ping to it. Ping 192.168.29.1, sorry, 248. Yeah, I'm pinging from my client to some PC like this. This is the client. Client is trying to ping to your virtual machine. Now client want to connect. Client want to connect it. You can connect it from here, or you can use putty also. Of course, before you connect with SSH, what is the requirement? Here you have to install SSH protocol, SSH key generator, SSH hyphen keygen. Enter. Command not found. A keygen is also not found. M repo list, small letters, no. Minimal, no? So in minimal, lot of things won't be there, but SSH keygen will be there. Without SSH, how can I use it? Yum install SSH. SSH pass, something like that. I installed. Still not command not found. Very good. I put a command wrong. Wrong command. SSH keygen. I put a SSHK spelling mistake. Okay, SSH keygen completed. So I open my putty, or I can use this one also. Putty is always good. 192, 168, so 29, 248. So 22 SSH connection. Appearance. So it is a 10 points are very tiny again. So change it to something 18, 20, also no problem. Accept. See it is sure. Root. Admin address. EWD. Present working directory. Host name. So that is the server I created. That host name only. Okay. Uname. Kernel version of this machine. Okay, guys, this is, you want to make this one as a web server. Just install HTTPD and put a web pages, and you can upload it. Use configure FTP then. Okay, through FTP, upload files to your FTP folder. Like that also you can able to do it. Okay, nfs, cfs we can configure in this one. Okay, so where it is again, where is my server? Here it is my server. So this is admin interface, this is user interface, means client interface. Client got a virtual machine, he log into virtual machine with ssh protocol, and he have seen, yes, this is my machine. Okay, what he want to do it, he will do it later. Okay, so this is what happen in infrastructure management, like in a data center management. Client required a virtual machine, we log into our virtualization server virtualization thing, vSphere, create a virtual machine, and how to access the virtual machine, we have to give that information to client using a putty or a SSH directly, or telnet or RDP or VNC. How to access this particular machine, we should tell to our client. The client will access the server. That's it. Okay, guys, you can manage, you can power off this virtual machine, suspend, restart. So I'm going to host. See, it is memory is consumption increased. Why it is increased? Because virtual machines are running, right? This virtual machine is running 1 GB RAM. It is taking 1 GB RAM. So it is on the host only. So when you are keep running the virtual machines, your RAM processor consumption increases. See, when we log into the server, that time 1% only. Now it is 9%, means 8% CPU consumption increased. Okay, so 1 GB extra, 1 GB RAM consumption increased. Okay, and of course there's around 3 4 GB storage space utilized. This is for your monitoring your vSphere. This is monitoring this particular virtual machine. Guys, there is two more things. One is the data store. So another is the networking. Okay, so okay, I will tell data store. I will tell networking tomorrow, because data store, even I told now, you don't understand anything. If I told data store tomorrow, you don't understand anything. So that's the point. So I will tell now only. So data store. So there is three things, right? Data store, storage, virtual machines, networking. Virtual machine part also completed. Storage and networking. Storage, I am telling. See, it is vmfs 6 file format. The format, disk file format is like ntfs and cfs. ntfs, ntfs fat, ex fat, sorry, ex, ext4. Okay, so like that, VMware use file system is vmfx. VMware file system is vmfx. Guys, notes is very small, I didn't have. Okay, I didn't write any notes like earlier. Okay, only I've written minimum requirements to install VMware vSphere 7. Okay, 60 days trial, how to open web browser, that only I've written. Okay, how to create a virtual machine and all that stuff I didn't show, and what are the things we can able to see, that is also not written here. Okay, so please check it. So compulsory, the you have to take a reference of this video, parallelly you have to understand, or do it, or try it, kind of stuff. Guys, this is little tricky to understand this data stores. Look at here in my server, directly I attached a 3 hard disk. This is by default OS hard disk. These two are I added personally. 200 GB 240 GB SCSI disk. Already we explained what is SCSI, right? So we can add multiple disks with the SCSI. It is dash kind of stuff storage, dash storage, directly attached to disks only. In generally, I have another computer in my room in Pune. Now I'm not there. Okay, currently today I'm not there. In future, by the time your batch will complete, so don't worry. Look at here, but for a data store, for example, this is your server. Okay, guys, this is your vSphere server. Okay, and I have a storage. This is a some storage. Total concept of storage it is SAN storage. The storage type is SAN. Why? Because we need a block storage or iSCSI storage. You can take iSCSI also block storage. iSCSI storage. It's also a block storage. Okay, I will search for my old iSCSI practical. I will forward to you. Go through once, you will understand what is this iSCSI kind of stuff. So I created around 500 GB. Normally, we'll create a terabytes of LUNs. Okay, I created a 500 GB LUN logical unit and assigned to this server. So this 500 GB is added as a storage. So what I have done, guys, in either an iSCSI or SAN, I created a 500 GB disk storage LUN or a logical volume type I created. Now what I've done, I went to, you have to little imagination. Okay, I went to adapters. What are the adapters are connected? So I will give a refreshment. So go and scan any disk is connected to adapters HBA1, SBA0, this kind of stuff is there. Na? See it is. Okay. Next. Devices. What are the devices are connected to my SCSI? Three devices are connected. Persistent memory. You can see like that. So go to data store. New data store means options are same only, guys. Here if you go here or you go here, also same. You want to add a new storage or existing one, expand, mount. If you have a NFS storage, network storage, you can mount it from here. Create a new, next. So your data stores means whenever I created and given to you this 500 GB, that 500 GB thing will be shows here. It shows here. Then give the name of the data store. Give the name for a data store and select the device or multiple device and go to next, next, finish. So that is the what we have to do it. Actually, this is already there, so I can't show you by adding it. I can show you, but I don't want to show you. We'll try or not, we'll see. Because if I do anything, if something problem is occur, it is big problem. Okay, so I'm adding a disk because I don't have any SAN disk here. Just I'm adding SCSI disk only. SCSI is a hard swappable, so SCSI I will try. So I use here again 360 GB. 360 GB. Finish. Disk is added. New SCSI disk is added. Okay. So either you are required to log out or log in or some refreshment kind of stuff you have to do it. New device is installed, right? So then you have to, three should be there. C0 T0, C0, T1, C0, T2, C0, T3. Target 3 should be there. So refresh. So otherwise you have to restart the work machine. Rescan, 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 refresh. It's not detecting. New data store, something like B17. Mm, we'll try again. So maybe it is not displaying any device. It is has to come here. New data store, new nothing is there. So what to do? Either better it is reboot your PC. Okay. Sign out and sign in. At least some refreshment will occur, right? Data store, devices, refresh. It is taking action. Edit, rescan. Nothing. 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 Nothing is there. Okay. You have to select it and next, next, next. Finish only. It is not showing, guys. Even though I added. Okay. I added here. So either it is required a restart, a log out, login kind of stuff. Then it is from here also we don't know what is there. Nothing is there. What to do? Okay, we made a restart, but that's it about your storage. Okay, so whatsoever it is, guys. So when you are like this is for example 1 terabyte. Adding it. Okay, or maybe it is a SAN or NAS, whatever it is. So we'll mount into it and we'll assign to a some number like or a grouping also is there. Grouping or a single also, like this is the data store 1, data store 1, data store 2, data store 3. Okay, we separately I can store, or you can by combining you can tell this is the data store 1, big storage, one single storage, or like that also we can combine. So this is the concept of data store. Okay, so currently I don't have even though I can show you that iSCSI kind of stuff, but problem is my server alone is taking 4 GB RAM. My server alone taking 4 GB RAM. Okay, that's it. Networking part is interestingly we have to tell. Okay, so of course I will delete these switches also. I will keep one switch. I will show you what is uplink and downlink. Very simple, guys. Uplink means your adapters, your physical adapters. So it is. I have a four NICs, four NICs. So these four NICs called uplinks. Four NICs called uplinks. Physical NICs. Four NICs called uplinks. Just uplinks only. Okay, just uplinks. Next is Switches. I have a two switches. This is switch 0. It's a virtual switch. This virtual switch is having one physical adapter assigned with a one physical adapter only. So one uplink. This virtual switch uplink is one, but port groups are two. What are the port groups are two? One is management port group, VM network port group. Means virtual machines are connected, and management means I'm interacting with my server, right? So that is management port group. Uplink is one, only single network only it is using. Again, this is switch 2. Switch 2 is a special, it is two uplinks, one kernel service port only. Port is one, okay? Port group is one, but uplinks are two. So what is this? Two uplinks are there, two physical adapters for one single virtual switch. For single virtual switch, two adapters are there. So we can configure in a different way also. Like what I'm doing, I'm telling directly, like no problem. You can see it is uplink one, uplink two, link discovery, NIC teaming. So this is important. NIC teaming. Link status only beacon original port. See it is failover order. NIC one active, NIC two standby. Means at a time only one NIC is inactive. If one of the active NIC is down, standby NIC is active. So two NICs are there. If one of the NIC is down, other NIC will give you service. The active NIC is down, okay, standby NIC will give you service immediately. So that's why it is NIC teaming. Network virtualization, guys, these are this is nothing but a network virtualization. Only one NIC, another NIC combined together, one NIC, another NIC combined together become a single team as connected to one single switch. Okay, so VM kernel port is communicating through this physical NICs. Why it is a advantage of this one? If active NIC means NIC 1 is down, no problem, NIC 2 will give you details. Okay, so to know it which like this is, you can add more also. You add standard virtual switches, put the name, uplink, and how many uplinks you want it. Also, you can add it. So VNC 3 also there. Physical NIC are called uplinks. Remember that one. That's it. Okay. So port groups. Each port group is for a particular service purpose. Port groups are for a particular services purpose. Either virtual machine communication purpose. Okay, to communicate with the virtual machines, to communicate with the server, to communicate from one server to another server, one server to another server. Okay, remote access, like remote access, remote troubleshooting purpose, vmotion kind of stuff, vmotion kind of stuff. That are the port groups. So this is a management network port group. This is a port group on fault tolerance login and vmotion purpose. You can create multiple port groups as your requirements. A new port group. If you want to create a port group, put the name. You can assign the port group to any of the switches. Okay, and you can what service you want to access through this port group. You can select that one. You want to assign your own IP address or you want to get assigned with a DHCP. You can select that one. Okay, vMotion stack provisioning, firewall rules, switches, port groups. Okay. So in this one, this is a storage. Guys, look at the network. This is my physical analysis. Physical analysis. Okay. NIC1, NIC2, NIC3. This is a completely very big, lengthy class. So just try to get it. Okay. This is a virtual switch. These are a physical analysis, and this is a virtual switch. What is the switch we can do it? We can able to make it as a team. Okay. So either two NICs or three NICs or four NICs, one single virtual switch. Okay. This is called a teaming. NIC teaming. So why we need a NIC teaming? Standby, active, standby, load balancer, failover. Okay, purpose is failover. You can choose failover or load balancer. Why it is writing like that? Fail over. Okay, or load balancer. Load balancer. Failover or a load balancer. Okay, so to create a NIC teaming, so these are called uplinks. This is vSwitch for combining multiple NIC together. Next is port group. Port group is also virtual. Okay, port group. Port groups are for a different services purpose. Okay, one port group for a multiple service, one port group for one service. Okay, one port group for one service, one port group for a multiple service. For example, I want to communicate to my server only server communication. Okay, that is a server management network port group. Okay, management network management connected to switch. I created another port group. My port group is for a vMotion for moving virtual machine to another place. vMotion port group connected to this same switch only. Means one single switch, two services, two port groups. Like that, you can dedicatedly create like one virtual switch. This is virtual switch 2. I have two NICs, NIC 5, NIC 6 are created, and this is for a VM network purpose, only virtual machines. Okay, to access virtual machine purpose only. This port group specifically for switch 2, and it contains two uplinks. So this is how network structure is there, guys. In out of it, only physical one is NIC. All are virtuals only. All are virtuals only. Okay, direct single NIC, single switch, single service, or multiple services or single switch, a single switch connected to multiple NICs. Okay, so except that NIC, the physical NIC uplinks are physical one, all remaining are port groups, and switches are virtual only. So that is what in a network virtualization. I hope you little understand, not completely, but of course no one can understand it. Not that much easy to understand anyway. We need a time, like at least you have to start interact with that one, then only it is the last point. Guess how much point you understand? Do you understand what is vSphere? vSphere is a server virtualization, bare metal virtualization. Minimum requirement 4 GB RAM, 142 GB disk space we have to give minimum. Okay, and two CPUs we have to give compulsory. At least one network adapter with 1 Gbps we have to give. Okay, once we are installed and we have to connect with the IP address through web browser only. So through web browser only we can able to manage it. Okay, so we can monitor our server through our application, web application, or a client application. We can able to monitor how it is there. We can able to create a virtual machines. We can manage the storages. Okay, like that. So this is my virtual machine still running. So it is still running. Not this one. So here it is still running. I want to power off my virtual machine inside my server. Yeah. Okay. So it is power off automatically. See, it is power down. You can power on, power off from here also. Okay, data storage and some part of networking. So I no need to worry about tomorrow if I am unable to go to networking side. So if you are interested, you can ask me. That will come. See, it is CPU consumption, RAM consumption become. Yes. Just refresh. That's it enough. Guys, how much you understand? You are there or dead or anything, please. Yes. Completely new. Anybody knows earlier? No, sir. Completely new. Completely new. Okay. Yes, sir. So, not a problem. Just try to understand only the screen what I shown. Only concept is what I'm trying to show is, guys, VMware vSphere. It is a server hypervisor installed in a machine. Installed in a machine. We have to access remotely through web browser. We are accessing, like server means we open the server and we are accessing, but in this one we can't able to see anything except the screen. So we access the server through web browser. We manage the server. We see what is going on with server. We create a virtual machine in the server through here, and we given the virtual machine to client, so client can able to communicate with a certain protocol like SSH kind of protocol. That's it. Data storage and network, that is will take time. Okay, that is main important at least to understand. Okay, sir. Okay, so I'm shutting down my server from here. See, shutdown is there. So shutdown, that's it. So I given shutdown signal, maybe it will take 5 minutes 10 minutes time. So that's it, guys. Just take rest, study. Yeah, it is shutting down is started. Even I didn't given any shutdown here. It is shut down from there only. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see type 2 virtualization and a type 1 virtualization. Well, recording is going on or not? Yes. Type 2 type 1 I told. So what is type 2 and type 1 virtualization? Tomorrow I will show you. And in another hand, I will show you Hyper-V tomorrow. Okay, mainly Hyper-V. Hyper-V will cover desktop, what means what is Hyper-V, and how to install Hyper-V. That is there. So tomorrow directly I will start Hyper-V. Yes, that is better. First of all, type 1, type 2 virtualization, built-in virtualization platforms, and Hyper-V installation. I will show you Hyper-V. What we can say, how to create a virtual machine in Hyper-V, network adapters, uh, virtual hard disk, these things. Okay, So afternoon, any small things like there is a big story. Story is there that will tell about a desktop virtualization related one, type 2 virtualization. And no, not type 2 virtualization. It is desktop virtualization, application virtualization, presentation virtualization. Okay. So tell your guys, if anybody is missed today also, be there tomorrow. Bye bye for today. So where is mine?